I hit go live before I meant to. So I'm not ready. Hence I had my hand over the camera and yeah, okay. It is December 7th. The biggest thing about December 7th is it is Pearl Harbor Day. So, and I'm going to leave it at that, because if you don't know what Pearl Harbor Day is, you're young, Google it. And if you do know what Pearl Harbor Day is, well, it's a day of remembrance, not a day of celebration. That's what I was looking for. It's a day of remembrance. So, all right. It is December 7th. Our title is Let Your Heart Listen, and our author is Martha Smock, and this was published in the Daily Word from December of 1958. That is from Unity. All right. You are my beloved child. Out of my own self have I created you. My life is your life. My breath is your breath. My spirit is your spirit. There is nothing to fear, for I am with you, mighty in the midst of you. I am the life that heals you. I am the love that lifts your heart and sets you free. I am the wisdom of your mind. I am the light of your path. I am the peace of your soul. I am with you, dear child, through every hour of the day and the night, standing with you, upholding you, supporting you, revealing myself to you and through you. I am the love that will not let you go. I seek you out when you do not know how to reach me. I speak in your heart to comfort you. I am the life of your body, and my life is perfect and eternal. Trust me, I am your health. I am with you in all the experiences of your life. I am the power in you to understand. I am the power in you to forgive. I am the power in you to become. Beloved, I am with you. Live in me. Rejoice in me. You are my beloved child. Sometimes I read those and I don't know what to say. And sometimes I read those and there is nothing to say. We, in Science of Mind, because this is from Unity, in Science of Mind, we have a way, and we got it from Ernest, of starting out treatments. There is one life, there is one power, there is one presence. And then the unification step, I live that life, I am that presence, I am that love, and that's what she just did. Martha just laid out all of the things that God is, and from the point of view of God telling you, the beloved child, that all of these things that I am in you. And it was beautiful. And it's one of those things where one of the best uses of that I could see is affirmation or the body of a treatment. If there's anything in particular that you are working on, and one of the lines in there speaks, because she's speaking from the point of view of God. She's speaking from the point of view of spirit, or it's like, okay, you know what? I am the health of your body. I am the peace of your soul. I am the wisdom in you. It's a reminder that whatever else we might think, we are God in motion. We are spirit in action. That's why I use those phrases. Those phrases are old. I don't even know where I got them from, but I remember them, growing up. That we are spirit in motion, we are God in action. And so I will lean back into that sometimes when I'm doing treatments. Like, I am the listening heart of God, and a reminder to myself who I am and what I'm capable of. And that's what she just did here. She's like, look, every hour in the day and night, God is there with you. everything that you are is what God is. God is granting you all of these amazing gifts, which is why I like to say, whatever gifts and talents you have, those are your gifts from God. Your talents are your gifts from God. What you do with them is your gift back to God. I didn't create that. I read it somewhere and I thought it was really, a really good idea. So I've stuck with it. And so, but that's what she's reminding us, It's like that story of, the Aman who gave chickens to his apprentices and said, go kill the chicken where God can't see you. And one of them came back with the chicken and went, there is nowhere. You carry God within you. You are made of God's stuff, and the spark that animates you is God, is that spirit. The essence of you is holy. And that should rock you back on your heels. It should. It should make you feel like, hey, you know what? This is a good thing. I am made of good stuff. And I have a purpose. That purpose is just to live an experience. There's no grand purpose that you have to fulfill. Your purpose is to live an experience. That's the extent of it. So you don't have to, look the world over for your purpose. It's there. It's in that simple thing. And, I don't know. All right. It was such a beautiful treatment. And I like that her title is Let Your Heart Listen. Let your heart listen to these words, feel these words, hear these words, and feel these words. Let God tell you, because I do say that at the end, peel back the layers of everything that you've been told you are and get to know who God knows you to be. Well, this is who God knows you to be. She's telling you who God knows you to be. God knows you to be a part of God's self. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is that last line. Beloved, I am with you. Live in me. Rejoice in me. You are my beloved child. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to live in spirit and to rejoice in spirit. What does that look like? What does that mean? Well, there as many people as there are in the world, that's what it means. How do you rejoice in God? How do you rejoice in spirit? By living your life. By living your life. That's how you do it. Gratitude's nice too. So, all right. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is the spiritual practice of self-care. It is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Be it one thing, be it three things, it doesn't matter. The point is to practice on yourself. And I say that for a multitude of reasons. One, you are your own best test subject. Is this the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing I can do? Well, you get immediate feedback. I also say it because I want you to create a habit. I want you to create it so that your first response, not a reaction, but a response, is loving, kind, and compassionate. And if you practice it enough, then even your reactions can be loving, kind, and compassionate because you have practiced. You've gotten to the core of who you are, which is loving. I firmly believe that if God is love, then the core of you, the essence of you, is love. But then the main reason is because you're a beloved child of God. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Frequently, it's easier to practice love, kindness, and compassion on other people. And it can be a little bit harder or more challenging to do it on ourselves. So, hence my emphasis on doing it. And I give you basic suggestions. And where you go from that is up to your creativity. To take a deep breath before you speak, especially to yourself. To take a walk, to take a nap, to take a break, to say no. And to remember that no is a complete sentence. to say yes to something that pushes you a little out of your comfort zone. All of those things. All right. And I'm going to take a deep breath now and get myself back on track. I also like to say, eat dessert first. It's a loving, kind, and compassionate thing for yourself. And I do literally mean it. Occasionally it's fun to eat dessert first. But what I actually mean, because it's a metaphor, as most things in science of mind are metaphors, don't save the good stuff. You know, don't wait for a special occasion. Make the occasion special. Your life is a special occasion. So wear the fancy clothes and eat the good food and, you know, use all the fancy dishware that you have. Do that now. Don't wait for a special occasion. Go ahead and go out of your way to make an ordinary Tuesday extraordinary a little more often. A little more often. All right. You deserve it. As I have said before, and will continue to say, you're a beloved child of God. Martha and I agree. All right. I also want to remind you that joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. No matter what is going on in your life, you deserve joy, right? This is one of my joys. This is Rita. I don't know if you can hear that purr, but that purr, right? She definitely brings me a moment of joy. So, no matter what is going on in the world or your life, you still deserve joy. So please make room for it. Just like I made room for a moment of that purr. But, okay, no, there was no but there. I'm just going to skate on forward. And the rest of the suggestions, I think that's where I am, to do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you, to drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. Your brain works better, your body works better, and your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. So please do that. It's especially important over the winter because the humidity is lower with the heat running. All right. That's the logic there. And then to get that early in your day, bright light, 5 to 10 minutes of bright light on your face and forearms. If you can get between 7 and 9 in the morning, that's a great time to make vitamin D. The sun's at the right angle and what have you. But if you get up before the sun or well after the sun because you work, much later, artificial light can help too. And if you need more help than the lighting in your house is giving you, then Google sun lamp or seasonal effect disorder light. At this point, I think they're light bulbs you can just screw into something you already have. You don't have to buy like a whole thing. But you can. They use them in Alaska, so it's a real thing. And they are very helpful for resetting those circadian rhythms. All right. And then I'm going to give you my Ernest Holmes quote. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. I'm telling you with this purr that you may or may not be able to hear, which if you can't, I'm so sorry. That's heaven. That is heaven. Heaven is a state of mind. It is a state of consciousness. I will belabor the point because I want you to know it's not a physical place you have to get to. It's a state of mind that you come pre-installed with. It's part of what we call the Christ consciousness. And you come pre-installed with it. I mean, you're made by God, of God, for God. Therefore, you come pre-installed with the Christ consciousness. And if I'm going to talk about it like software, then I'm going to remind you the password to activate that Christ consciousness is love. And once you do that, once you see that heavenly mindset, that state of consciousness that is heaven, then any place you are can become heaven. Right? Right? And that's part of, she is part of my joy. She is part of my heaven. She's also a huge pain in my butt, but she's a cat. So of course she is. And that's part of the joy of cat ownership. So I do encourage you, to learn to create that heavenly mindset. It is a state of grace because it is something that we come pre-installed with, and it becomes a superpower when we learn to do it because nobody can take it away from us. One, and any place can become heaven, and that's really amazing. That's when you become a safe place. You become a safe harbor. You become a place where people can rest out of their storms. And generally because you have strong enough boundaries not to let their storms in. That's part of what that heavenly state of mind and consciousness is. It's like you can provide a place for people to rest from their storms so that they can get their act together and maybe get out of their own storms. But you don't let them bring it to your doorstep. So, all right, beloveds. And with that heavenly mindset, you can always, always, always take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. I mean, she's got lots of really good advice, but this is my favorite. Look for the good and praise it. Look for the good and praise it. Okay? And science backs that up. If you need to change a grumpy mood, random acts of service, random acts of kindness, volunteer service in counting your blessings, looking for the good and praising it. And I love to look at all the little goods, because there are so many little goods in your life that you may not notice, you may not pay attention to, but they're there. You know, they're there. And when you start to count them, they add up into the big good that really is your life. Sometimes we get caught up in the big things that happen that are not preferred, and then we forget all the little stuff. So count your blessings. There's a reason why it's an adage and why it's been around for a very long time, because it works. All right. Social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I do encourage you to, take advantage of them. There are hours of content on both the Facebook pages and the YouTube channels, both of them. And there are random little gifts on the YouTube channels, i.e. like I read you this thing called You, because I thought it was important that there be an audio version of that. And I need to get off my butt and pick another one of his little books where I can just read, a chapter a day, because they're good books and people should have access to them. And if reading is not something you have a lot of time for, but you've got time to listen, I'm going to provide that service. All right. So if you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. It is a constant contact. You get one email a week. It's done by a real person, and he didn't have time to do much more than that, so you don't have to worry about getting overwhelmed. And the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it'll take you right to the information, like the Soul Session playlist. That is a phenomenal playlist, by the way. Or to the information, or to the person that can help you get the information. So I'm now at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. And if that is too much pressure, I'm going to skip everything else that I normally get in there. Well, you know what? It's okay. If that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. As I like to say, you are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right, beloveds. Know the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of everything else and get to know who God knows you to be. That's what Martha was talking about today. She was writing from the point of view of God. Believe it, because it's true. Explore it. Get to know the source of your being. And that's it. So, all right. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.